Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the Commander Smiths at patreon.com. Ooh, welcome to the Commander Smiths.
We are the Commander Smiths.
We are the Smiths. I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
I just like the look on your face. Where you're like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I kind of stumbled. That's fine. Wish I could blame beer on that.
We kind of did another one of those right before the cast. It got all the way up to like 5 minutes before. We're like, finally got our list and shit together. Speaking of that, this is episode 273, and we are not late, Renshai. You get this.
A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Exactly. This is episode 273, and what do we have in store for today's episode, Mr. Lowry?
All right, we're going to do a top 10 list of the best draw ramp cards out there. And I'm just going to do the spoiler just in case you're a little confused. The number one is going to end up being the Great Henge. And basically what we're talking about.
What?
Yeah. Well, basically what's going on is it's great utility and we want to talk about it. And maybe people don't talk about it enough, but when you have a card that gives ramp and drawing, it's a very powerful card. And looking at this list, you will realize that. And there's a huge list of cards that you can choose from, be it sorceries or, non-permanents or permanent spells.
Took notes. He did.
I have tons of notes. I'm not going to show it because I got some work numbers on there too. But basically, they're very powerful cards, and they kind of can slot however you choose. But we want to talk about them and just point them out, and I'll run through a longer list after the top 10.
Oh, I got to give you this.
Oh, good for you.
You got to show off all this prep you did there, buddy. That's a lot of cards you got on there. Ibukaki says we should change it to the Malort Smith. Look at all that chicken scratch.
Look at that. And then the back side. Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And then that side right there.
Jeez.
See there. Plenty of notes, plenty of cards to choose from.
Where's can you show me your notes for Staple Versus?
Yeah, they were there. My note for it is that it's going to be Rose Room Treasurer versus Storm-Kiln Artist.
Jeff
Two
wrote,
red creatures.
So this is
that create treasures.
So this is 9 cards that are not as good as the Great Henge because you spoiled the number 1 card. Cole, you don't just jump on and say Team Forest Walk. That is not what you do here.
Hashtag Team Forest Walk.
So this is my birthday week. I have to announce that. And on my birthday week, I am drinking quite a strong beer, 9% alcohol, and it is a cinnamon coffee shop assault vehicle from. Oh, it's from Lupulin. All right, so they're local. They're right around the corner from me.
Big Lake.
Yep. It's pretty tasty. Has like a little bit of I turned Italian, right? A little bit of
okay, the funny thing is I just did I did that at the end of talking about the top 10 list there. I was like, and that's what we're doing.
And I was doing this, a little bit of
now
spice.
We're just gonna offend a bunch of Italian people this episode. Sweetness.
All right. So yeah, we got the Staple Versus, we got the finals for the Praetor tournament, so we're gonna announce the winner. Was it Elish Norn?
Grand Cenobite?
Yep, or
that probably won.
Apocalypse. We'll see. That'll be coming up.
Elish Norn just surprises all over the place. I guess I'll plug my beer too. Lake Monster Brewing Company. It's a raspberry sour, really easy to drink. And it's very tasty. I like this. So nothing too sharp, but
that's a dark one.
And so I suggest this one.
I haven't been able to do sours for a bit because remember I was on a kick, especially when you were buying them for me and stuff when we used to do it. When we used to do this cast in person, But now I get heartburn from it. If I have more than
much?
one, I don't know. It starts to burn a little bit. So,
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
So yeah, anything interesting? Oh, I have a funny story to tell you. So I'm going to give like a little quick thing that I tend to do. Cindy and I both do actually is, well, I was walking into Target and there were 3 employees outside. And this is going to be a really bad story because I didn't say this, but I wanted to, but somebody revved their engine really loud and I wanted to go, that guy has a small penis. And I didn't. And I immediately regretted because I was like, they would have laughed because they went, whoa. And then I could have added that in. So I told Cindy that. I was like, yeah, it was a dumb story, whatever. She's like, oh my God, you got to hear what Drake did the other night. She's like, yeah, we were driving and there was a guy with a really big truck and he was revving his engine. And Drake goes, mind you, he's 8. He goes, that guy's making up for something. And Cindy goes, what? He's like, I don't know. She's like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know. It's what you and Dad always say.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I do want to have a really cool big truck, but not like that. Like, it's not going to be flashy like that. He doesn't get what we mean by making up for something, but I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, proud dad moment. Because he repeated exactly how we say it. Because anytime I come by a truck and I'm like, it's just a truck that's souped up. That's, the wheels are as big as my truck. I'm like, yep, that guy has a very small piece. I don't say that as I'm making up for something. Anyways, yeah. So, any cool stories for you this past weekend, Lowry?
Just a super frustrated Friday.
I saw that on the Discord. What happened there?
Yeah, so I brought my car in for an oil change in the morning, and I was going to run a bunch of errands for Mother's Day, and got talking with my dad on the phone, went for a walk, and after 2 hours, I'm like, they should have contacted me by now. I'm gonna go ask and see what's going on. And they're like, oh, we're almost done. Half hour later, so a little after 2.5 hours, I pay. And they're like, don't have the keys quite yet. Let me go get them. Comes back about 10-15 minutes later and goes, they did the wrong car. I don't know what happened, but yours has not been done. And we'll start. So an hour and a half later, so 4 hours total.
Holy balls. I thought it was a 2-hour oil change. So you didn't go to a Valvoline. You went to
I went to the dealership.
Oh, okay.
That I bought the car from. And I was going to go grocery shopping, and I had to run back home and get the dog to the vet because I had 4 goddamn hours, 5 hours in between actually the oil change start and getting the dog to the vet. And I was 15 minutes late. I was fucking pissed. It's just,
you just wanted to go and punch babies is what you wanted to do.
No, I wouldn't do that. But as the guy is handing me the keys and they're finally done, he's like, well, sorry about that. They comped it, so it was free and everything, which was great of them. But they're like, you got any fun plans? And I was like, they're all gone now.
Oh, nice.
And he was kind of quiet. He was like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm like, my Kirsten was hanging out with a friend on Saturday, so I was kind of, hanging out with the kids, and I was like, hey, we need to go buy a rain barrel for Mom's Mother's Day present. And they were fine. It was just, it's so much harder to go shopping at kids. And Menards was packed.
Yeah. Everybody getting there. Stupid. Oh shit, forgot my Mother's Day present. Gotta get on this shit. Right.
I didn't forget. I just,
no. Well, it's also the planting season, especially here in Minnesota. That's when you get the plants in the ground.
Cedar
and
mulch.
Yeah. That's what we did.
That was not my blood pressure is already raised. Would we like to do staple verses at the beginning? Should we just fight? I could fight right now.
No, we know what happens when we're actually fighting about staple verses. It turns into it gets okay. Mom and Dad are fighting. I need to get you a little lubed up. I may even pay for you to get a shot just so you're not going to fight.
We don't need that. If anybody would like to get specifically Adam, a birthday shot.
It's not my birthday yet.
Do that.
It's my birthday week.
It's your birthday week. Yeah. Well, that's what's happening.
Somebody did it. To be fair. Oh, it was Jeff.
Not me. It's you.
What?
Not my birthday week.
Yeah, but you strategically on your birthday didn't mention that your birthday was the next day and because you didn't want shots, I think you weren't feeling good. That was what the problem was there. So that was that. Okay. Should we just get into the episode? Because I mean, we got some stuff to talk about. We can.
I'll start timing you.
No, that's not what I meant. I was just questioning. Okay, you're starting.
Hashtag under 5 minutes. Go.
All right. When does that stop? By the way, when can I?
I'm just gonna keep going.
It's forever.
Until somebody complains that they want more tags.
Yeah, exactly, which is never going to happen. Said no one ever. You guys can support the Commander Smiths by becoming a patron. That is the financial way to support the show. $1 gets you into the Discord, get you chatting with us and everybody a part of the Discord. $5 or more gets you proxies each month if you so choose. We have a huge list of 300. It's got to be 304 or 350 plus at this point. I did just work on some Wombo proxies, some AI
Very
stuff
cool.
of what did I have? I did Bloom Tender. Shit, I'm taking a lot of time doing this. Wrench Eye wants more tags. But they turned out really the white free spell, which is what is its name? Why am I
4 minutes left?
No, you're supposed to help me. What's the name of the white free spell?
Flawless Maneuver.
Thank
I do
you.
like that one.
Flawless Maneuver, some fucking sweet art with all that stuff. So it's cool because they use the AI stuff. Proxy time, I'll be doing live videos again at some point. We have a lot going on. Birthday stuff this weekend. We got SmithCon coming up. Okay, so that is the financial way to support the show. The higher you move in the tiers and stuff like that, you can get foil proxies. You can also financially support us by jumping on these live streams and making us drink Malort, making us take jelly beans, making us take hot beans. There's a lot of stuff you can do. So that's another way you guys can support the show while making us do some tricks. Actually torturing us if you do the Malort, which wasn't it Doji that found the double barrel aged?
There's
or whatever?
barrel aged Malort out there.
Oh God, gross!
I don't even know what it's aged in. I hope it's rotten bananas.
That makes it taste better.
Rotten banana barrel aged. That's what I'm hoping for.
Anything will make that.
Probably. Anything.
Yeah. Okay. So that is the financial way. Free way to support the show is just to subscribe on the YouTube channel. That is the way you support us. If you guys don't want to give us monies, that's the way you support us. It helps us out. Watch us on the live stuff. We had a couple of videos go live last week. We mentioned already that Secret Lair that's still going, by the way. Secret Lair is still for sale. Thought it was going to sell out pretty quick. I guess they made a shit ton. We had curated MTG last week. Curated's going to be this week. Do you know what you're going to do for this week?
Yeah.
You're going to tell me?
Yeah, I do.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. All right. It's called
Wasting My Time. How much time do I have, Mr. Waster?
You're half done. All right. It's Sortami Savant.
I don't even know that one.
Yeah, you don't know most of them. That wasn't a real shot. That's not what I meant. Sounded like a shot. I apologize. There's a reason that I choose curated half the time. All right.
Other people's use barrels. Nice.
So what it does is you can pay 3 mana and return a land back to your hand, and then it counters target spell unless somebody pays 3 mana as well. And it's a 2/2 flyer.
A counter spell? What are you doing?
It's pretty cool. It's like it's a Moonfolk wizard. But then it goes really cool in like landfall decks or, Zimone and Dina, which I did last week and finished up. If you want to go check out Moxfield,
that's what the other one I was going to do.
Pretty much done.
Last week video.
So you can go check us out. You can follow us. What are you doing for Spotlight this week? No, it's me. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You're doing it.
I'm doing Spotlight. I'm gonna try. Hopefully, I have time to do it because of the party. I'm going to be working on Mr. Tom Bombadil. So it's going to be a Saga and Aura deck. And hopefully I'm going to be doing that on Wednesday. If I can't do it Wednesday, Lowry will be taking over on Thursday doing the Spotlight. So we'll have that going this week. Games will pick up again once we get done with SmithCon. We got a lot of prep to do before then. And it's just, we're basically going to have this video, our live stuff and a couple of videos each week. And then after that's done, we'll be picking that up again. So that's YouTube. So, follow us there. You can also vote on a lot of our polls and all that stuff. You can also follow us on Twitter, I guess. I don't know. We hated Twitter before it was cool. Yeah, that's our slogan, I guess.
Can we put that in our tag? Is that our name?
We hated Twitter before it was cool to hate Twitter. Yeah, it should be on there. Because I posted our cast today and like up until right before about to start, there was 5 people that saw it. I'm like, really? Like, what are the algorithms here? I have all these little tags. What am I at? How many?
10 seconds.
Okay. So that you can follow us there, or you can shoot us an email, or you can direct message us there, or you can shoot us an email at commandersmiths@gmail.com. That's it.
2 seconds left to spare.
I'm
Good
done.
job.
I'm done.
Oh, that's going off. All right.
Okay. I guess we're into top 10. No, we aren't. We're doing polls. Hi, Bukaki. Shots. Hey, happy shots. Wait, regular shots. Happy birthday, jerktard.
Wow.
Those
are all for Adam, right?
No, I hope not.
That's 4. That's worth 4.
30? Then it wouldn't be for all for me.
Yeah, that'd be 40 for you.
No, we don't have we don't have a targeted in this. It's both of us. So it's 3 regular shots. No Malort. Do you have regular shots, or can you only take Malort?
Oh, is that 3 regular shots?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Isn't 10 because 15 is Malort.
30 is 2 Malorts.
Oh, yes. You're right. No, but he says regular shots. Happy birthday, jerktard.
Okay.
So regular.
All right.
Do you have regular booze?
I do. I did grab that.
Because I got my Christmas tree that I got to still, this Commander Smith Christmas tree. So I will take one of those.
All right.
I'll just grab one at random. It's a Windsor blended
Yummy.
Canadian whiskey.
I haven't had Windsor since sophomore year of college.
Oh, you weren't of age.
That's true.
You're a
I
rebel.
did do a little bit of underage drinking, not like a ton.
What did he say? Just drunk, no punishment. I think he was. Is he drinking? Is that what he's saying right now? Is that what you're saying, Ibukaki? Ibukaki, are you coming to my birthday this weekend? You didn't answer. You're one of the people that didn't answer. Jerktard.
You ready?
Yeah, I got it. Thanks,
right.
Ibukaki. You magnificent
Thank
bastard.
You.
What are you drinking?
Birthday. Captain Morgan.
Ooh, whiskey. I like that on the rocks. Not so much as a shot.
Yeah, rocks are with a Coke. Good.
Thanks for
on
being
its own.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. We need to get to polls, right? That's what we got to get to. We got to get the tournament. Yeah. So let me get to our card this one. And let me get to our button for this one. Where is the tournament? Come on, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Ending it. All right. Okay. We had, how many weeks have we been doing this? What, 4 or 5 weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4. This
is 5th week. Yeah.
All right. So we had all the Praetors pretty much that existed that are actually decent. And we whittled our way down to Elish Norn, Grand Centobite, as Lowry mentioned earlier, and Sheoldred, the Apocalypse. So the OG Elish Norn against the semi-new Sheoldred, not the newest, but the one that came out in the last year here. Where do you think that this shook out? So number 3, Sheoldred against my number 5, Elish Norn. Both of mine, just pointing that out. Guess who gets first pick next time?
Hold on, give me a second.
Hello, booby.
There we go.
Well, I mean, they kind of do look like females. I'm not sure if they are, but hello, boobies. Yes, females make it to the top here.
I mean, good for you for getting the top 3, but I think your number 5 seed is it's crushed.
Yeah, the mispick. The mispick.
Yeah, the mispick.
Where I meant to get the original or the newest Elish Norn, and then you picked it, and I was like, oh shit, no, that's not.
Hold on. Go back to the bigger bracket.
Okay.
Let's say if you what would have been at the 7 spot? Because that would have been. I think that was going to be your next one anyway.
Well, okay. So if we move the bracket, so
which would have been Vorinclex.
Well, so then your number 2 was fine. There was Vorinclex. Then number 3, I did Sheoldred. And number 4, you did Urabrask. Number 5. So flip that with your number 6. So you would have been going against Sheoldred on this side. So we would have had this matchup in the second round. The one we have here.
Okay.
That would have been kind of crazy. And then the other Elish Norn would have gone against Gix. It would have killed that. It probably would have lost to Urabrask, to be honest with you. So we might have had an Urabrask, depending on what the results are here, tournament or finals. I'll give you this. This is kind of crazy. Twitter, which only had 8 votes, so let's leave it at that. Twitter and Discord, 50-50. So the determining factor is YouTube, which had a shit ton of votes. I mean, it was like in the 80s or 90s or whatever. But YouTube determined this, and you think that it's Sheoldred was the winner, or
I think so. YouTube.
No, you said Elish Norn, right? You thought Elish?
No. YouTube tends to be much more practical. They don't buy into the bits as much.
Listen to that, Discord. He's calling you a dumbass Discord.
No, I did not. I did not insult anybody. But I was just YouTube. Because I was talking to the YouTubes as well, and I think the YouTubes are much more practical, pragmatic, very logical people.
Oh,
so I think they crushed it in the 90s.
Whoa,
I'm going to go that high 80s, low 90s.
Wow, you think Sheoldred high 80s, low 90s, huh?
I think so. I think so.
It went to 70% of the vote, but it did go to Sheoldred is the number 1 Praetor, so it takes down. I should get the applause going.
I think
the OG. It's like a slow clap. And it ramps up quite a bit.
Good for you.
Oh, that is actually probably a better button to hit.
Good for you.
So yeah,
that makes sense to me. It was a top 3 for sure. I was very unsure of what I should have picked. I still think Vorinclex OG should have gone further, but I think it would have lost in the final 4.
Boo this man.
To Sheoldred.
Vorinclex. Number 2 is going to have a heyday with you.
That's fine. That's fine.
He's jumped off of Team Forest Walk because of your Vorinclex takes.
That's fine. I didn't want him over there anyway.
Oh, number 2. Shots fired.
That's fine.
All right. So that is the Praetor tournament. We'll be doing another tournament coming up in probably after SmithCon at this point. We don't want to get things set up yet until, but we have a lot of them on the docket. They're a lot of fun. I like the draft part of this, and then kind of just seeing where everybody puts all these at. Like, it wasn't my number 1 pick. That was number 3 for me. 2. Wait, 1, 2.
That was your second pick.
Second pick. So, I thought the newest or the second newest Elish Norn was better, and you thought Vorinclex, and and it also depends on the matchups too. It's kind of it. Although it didn't have I had an easy matchup with Urabrask, and then against the OG, which I was surprised with the OGs making it as far as all of them did. Like OG Sheoldred beating out the newest Elish Norn. And Vorinclex making it where it did. I actually was partially surprised that the OG Vorinclex lost to the monstrous Raider Vorinclex. I like that one better, but I'm just still surprised that it lost to that, So
yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks everybody for participating.
Yeah.
And hopefully the one that you picked and wanted to be number 1 got there.
It doesn't mean anything, so whatever.
Well, what this or your opinion?
Yeah, it's your opinion, man.
That's just your opinion, man.
All right. Let's get to the top 10 commander cards that are draw and ramp. Top 10 ramp.
How about
rocks.
both? How about both?
Why not both? How about both? Yes.
Why not both?
You like the thumbnail I made for that? I took the GIF. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna.
It's good.
It's like probably one of our.
We should have all of our tabs based off of a GIF we use. From now on, instead of pictures of us, just have a GIF.
Right. I was gonna say it is the first thumbnail for a podcast that doesn't have us on it. I was looking through all of them. We are on every single podcast one. This is the first one where we're not on it. Watch, this is the one that we skyrocket. It's like, well, I guess we don't need to be on these thumbnails anymore because people don't
maybe
like
it's
to see
preferred.
our faces. Yeah.
Maybe it's preferred.
All right, so we do have it ranked from 10 to 1. You know what 1 is because Lowry, foreshadowing.
It's fine. They all knew it, I think. All right.
All right,
That's
so
fine.
That's
fine.
Let's see. I'll start with 10 because you already wasted number 1. That was your number 1. Okay.
Right.
Let's see. Where's 10?
You're right.
Number 10 is.
This is your card anyway.
Yeah, it is. Master of Ceremonies. This just is. It's a fun card. When it came out, we liked it. I have it in a deck. I haven't really built. I like it more in the 1 to 2 color decks with this. But okay, let me just read what Master of Ceremonies does. It's 3 colorless and a white for a Rhino Druid 3/4. And it has at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent chooses money, friends, or secrets. For each player who chooses money, you and that player each create a treasure token. For each player that chooses friends, you get a 1/1 green and white citizen. And then for each player that chooses secrets, you each draw a card. So it has kind of ramp and draw built in, beginning your upkeep.
With the drawing and the treasures.
And, most likely players are going to want to draw. They're like, oh, thanks. You're letting me draw. I'll draw. That's probably what's going to happen. Or they need, they're screwed with mana. You're probably getting one of those two unless people realize that you're kind of going off with stuff. And maybe they might choose the 1/1 green and white citizen. I did get this in. So this is in my Akiri deck. And so when I did get to play it the one time, I believe it was no one was giving me a 1/1 green and white citizen. Everybody was either treasure or drawing. So this is a really good card because it's not.
But with Akiri, they should not be giving you treasure. But most of the time, people are just trying to go with what they need.
Yes.
And oftentimes, just a little chump is nothing.
Yes. Yep. So it has a good butt and a good, for 4, it's pretty decent. It's not crazy, but I like it a lot. It's a fun card to play. And right now it's sitting at about $5, so that's not terrible. I actually expect on this
more
one.
Expensive than I would have thought.
Yep.
Renshai talking shit about white cards. There are actually 3 on this list.
White cards are so good, dude.
Sit down and buckle up if you're upset with this first one. All right. Number 9 is going to be Selvala, Heart of the Wilds.
Ooh, is Quinn on here? Because he is probably getting a boner.
He's going to agree or be mad that it's at number 9, but it's 1 and 2 green. And basically whenever a creature with the highest power comes into play, that player gets to draw a card. So anybody that has that happen draws a card. And then also you pay a green, tap it, and then you add X mana in any combination to your mana pool. And so if you have 5 power, you get to add 5 mana for 1 green, and it can get it's just super powerful. It tends to ramp up really quick. Quinn has it in an X spell deck. Hydras. Is it Hydras?
Yep, Hydras. And this was his commander for the longest time. I don't know if he still has it as a commander, if the Hydras killed it and made this. Or killed that and made the Hydras is maybe what he did.
Okay. And so like this one, it has a draw when you have creatures come into play. It gives you major amount of ramp. This is the reason why we want to be using or having this as an idea is oftentimes people aren't playing with enough and like draw or ramp, and you're kind of sacrificing. And sometimes if you're like, I need more ramp, but I also need more draw, this is something that'll hit both, and then you're able to kind of just move through not drawing or ramping enough.
Okay.
And so this one, in my opinion, I don't draw a whole ton, but it's a nice bonus. This I definitely put in my ramp category.
So that you bring up a good point that we maybe should have got into before we actually started the top 10 here.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this? One of the biggest things is, especially for how we play, because we don't play tutors. Have we told you guys that we don't play tutors at all? I have the fart button. We don't play tutors. So one of the most important things when we build decks is the drawing. Like that's you're trying to get as many cards in your hand. You don't want to be top decking everything. You have to have a lot of different ways or avenues to draw. Also, ramp. If you can get cards that do both, it's fantastic. And so what we're kind of showing here is 10 cards that are both of these things that are very playable cards that you could have in decks that should feed both of these avenues. So like when I'm building a deck and I'm doing it on Mox Field, a lot of these cards will like the best is when you put a card, like I put them in categories. I'm like a ramp, ramp, rocks, and dorks is one category. I have draw, I have protection, recursion, blah, 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 blah. If you have a card that hits 3 or 4 categories, it's amazing. Like even if it hits 2, that's really good. But when you start hitting a bunch of different categories, it's fantastic. So one of the more important things in Commander games is draw and ramp. And to have, that's why we kind of came up with this. I mean, Great Henge was the idea behind this because it's like, that is the best one that's out there. It does so much with it, Are there other cards that do that? And not just going off of mono rocks. It's, as you can see, we don't have any mono rocks, I think. Is Henge our only rock? I think it is. Isn't it? Technically our only rock.
Henge?
Yeah.
Henge is, probably our only rock in a consideration of it being a rock.
Yeah. So was there more you wanted to add with that? Like, this is kind of the idea of why we are presenting these. Because these are all cards. And you don't need to have this as, this doesn't need to be your commander. This could be in your green creature deck. It draws you cards if you're playing big, fat creatures and gives you a shit ton of mana if you're playing big, fat creatures. Right? Right.
So, and also we've talked about it in the past, but having cards that are able to do multiple things is good when you have options. Also looking at it, there is a huge difference between cards that are super efficient and super good at what they do. Like example of Necropotence. I'm glad that doesn't do anything other than just fill up your hand. Like that card's crazy good. Right. And then, so you have your hyper specific cards that are really, really good at what they do. And then you should have, you can have cards that have variations on what you can have happen or what you want to have happen. And those are good too. So like having those, you don't just have to have Ristic Study and Necropotence. You can add these cards in that help you in both regards.
Correct. Good point. All right. We're on to number 7.
8.
You're right. Okay. This one I use in, again, I talk about Akiri.
Akiri?
Professional. Let's see if I can spell right. Fashion. SS.
Professional.
Hang on. I need an O there, right? No.
Gosh. I can't even see it.
Professional. There we go. There it is. I just needed to actually spell it out. Professional Face Breaker. So it is 1 red and 2 colors for a human warrior, 2/3. It has menace. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. And then you can sacrifice a treasure, exile the top card of your library, may play that card this turn. So the sacrificing part, you're going to want to most likely do that on your turn if you can. Because if you hit a land, you can play it if you haven't done your land drop. I did do in emergency situations where all artifacts were being blown up. I sacrificed all the treasures that I had, and then I was able to play if I had an instant in there, that was on someone else's turn. But it gives you card advantage for you. If you have enough treasures and you don't have enough cards in your hand, this allows you to sacrifice one of those. It's not a tap ability. You just sacrifice it. And you're able to get card advantage. It's until end of turn, but still, that does help. That's what red does. That's how they do it. You're exiling that stuff too. Downfall is you have to hit different players. So it doesn't matter if you hit a player.
But you can get 3 treasures per turn if you get them through,
if you get
which
all
is
3.
Pretty good ramp.
And it's built in on itself. She has menace, so that's a little bit of evasion on that. You should be able to get through with probably just her if everybody has creatures. Maybe they just have 1. But if people are open and you can hit multiple people, 3 treasures, and if you're built around treasures, which is more common than it was. This is fantastic, especially in red. So it's in 2 of my decks, I think, at this point, since it came out. So it came out last year around this time. And yeah, it's in Akiri and Blanca. I think it made it in Blanca as well.
I have it in Ishin just because it's so token and like attack heavy. And so, and it needs the ramp, it needs to be able to move through things. So it's been really good.
Yeah. All right, we move on to number 7.
Number 7 is going to be Urza, High Lord Artificer. This is, everybody hates this as a commander, but honestly, if you really use this as a ramp card or, you know, late game draw with that 5, it's a crazy good card. You're turning your equipment into mana rocks. You're turning any creatures that are like they're more utility rather than attacking. It's a really good card. So Urza High Lord or Lord High Artificer, 2 and 2 blue, 1/4. And basically it turns all your artifacts they can tap for a blue, and you pay 5. You shuffle your library and exile the top cards. You can cast it for free.
And it creates also a construct. So you get
that's the big
rock
thing. It
right
at
there.
least ramps you 1.
Yes.
When it comes into play. But like late game, you're just able to treat it like Thrasios, where like instead of 4, it's 5, but you're casting something for free instead of putting a land into play for free or into your hand. And so as a ramp card, Urza's very, very good. You know?
Yeah, Urza ends up, whenever I'm building decks, if I have blue involved, it is part of my ramp package. Doesn't always make it in there because Urza has some bad blood towards it because everybody's like, oh, Urza. Well, like Renshai's saying, who knew that Urza was good? Like, sarcastic asshole.
But like the difference is like thinking of it as a card in the 99 rather than just a broken commander, right? Where you can just lock down everything. If you just put it into a blue deck, because mono blue has hardly any ramp that is, I mean, it's artifacts, but if you just have the idea, like if you have a clue deck that's blue, Urza can be in it, tapping your clues, your food. You can even tap your treasures.
I was going to say, don't use food. Don't.
Foods accidentally happens, right? And so like, but if you just have, you know, you can tap your treasures for blue mana instead of using them up. They stick around.
Yeah.
That's pretty good unless you need the color, but then you just sack it when you need the color.
Yeah.
And so the card in the 99 is quite good.
Yep. Agree. Yeah, because it was one of the last cuts, I believe. I don't think it's in Uratet. I'm almost positive because Uratet's all pretty much artifacts, planeswalkers. And I think
I'd put it in Uratet because
I know
what that allows you to do is tap your, because it doesn't need.
I'd have to look at my deck list again.
It technically gives your Myr haste.
Right. Because the tap and not the tap symbol ability. Yep.
Yeah. Right.
I think I got enough of that with like, I know Cryptolith Right has that tap thing, so it doesn't give it haste, but I got, there's a Cryptolith Right, and then what's the other green one enchantment that does a similar thing, but it has the tap for any color. I have that one in there as well. It might be in there because it was one of the last cuts. So it's either sideboard or whatever. So, okay. So that was number 7. We're on number 6. Oh, I love this one. I love this one.
You do.
And I haven't been able to, I played it. It should be in a lot more decks than just,
Have you made a proxy of this one?
Yes, I have.
I do want that.
Yeah, it's a sexy proxy. Battle Angels of Tyr. So this is from Commander Legends. It is 2 and 2 white, Angel Knight, Flying Myriad. So what that means is when you attack with this to a certain player, it creates a copy for each other player opponents that you have, and they are also tapped and attacking. And then this says whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card if that player has more cards than you do. More cards in hand than each other player. Then create a treasure token if that player controls more lands than each other player. then gain 3 life if that player has more life than each other player. So ideally, if you hit all 3, you're getting all these triggers. Somebody probably has more lands. Somebody probably has more cards. The life part we're not really too concerned with, but that is a factor in this. It's just a good card because it's a 4/4 flying angel. So it already has evasion on it. You're probably going to hit at least 1, if not 2 of the players. If you're lucky, you hit all 3 of them, and you're getting all this advantage from it. And you attack the player that can't block with the original copy. The other ones go through. If they block it, they'll probably lose something for a 4/4 flying.
They probably will.
Yeah, it's just a really good card. It is quite expensive because it's been it's
$20.
Yeah, about 18, $20 at this point. So it's an expensive card, but it's a damn good card. Like you don't need this and it's in my Duke deck. It's
in my Ishin deck, which Jeff just talked about, because it double triggers on the myriad.
Oh, and so that's really nice.
It's pretty sweet.
So, was there anything else you want to say about the Battle Angels?
Nope. I think it's a sweet card. I don't think I've been able to play it in a game, but I am excited for it, and it feels real good and real aggressive. Because most of the time, also think about this, is that most of these types of cards are just gaining advantage for you, and this allows you to be really aggressive with also gaining your life, or I don't know, nobody cares about the life, but ramping and drawing. And just allowing you to be really aggressive on that.
Yeah, it's a big creature. Be a 4/4 flyer. They have to think about it. Ibukaki's just talking shit to me. So it's my birthday, and
he seems upset.
It's like he's like, Adam's deck's shitty. Adam die. Adam this.
He bought you shots, and now he gets to talk shit.
I guess that's what it is.
You just got to take it.
I don't know if I want to take any more shots because it's just like I'm his bitch now all of a sudden. He's like, well, you took my shots, you took my money. Now I get to slap you around a little bit. What if I like it, Ibukaki? You're making my day. All right. What are we at? We're at 5?
Number 5. All right. This is going to be Bolas's Citadel. 3 colorless, 3 black artifact. This is the other one that I was thinking could be a rock.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah,
since it's an artifact. But you may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play the top card of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to converted mana cost rather than pay its mana cost. So this is kind of what we're talking about too, because it's ramp, as in you're able to pay mana for spell, or pay life for spells.
So if it's a land on top, you don't pay anything.
It's free.
Comes into play as long as you haven't done your land drop for the turn.
And so when it comes to that part, and also if you're playing off the top, this is one thing that I really like doing in some other decks. So like Oracle of Moldiah is technically card advantage. If you're able to play 2 lands off the top, or just get rid of a land that you don't want to draw and could be ramp. It's allowing you to see other cards that you wouldn't be able to see as fast.
Right.
You see, it's kind of like a convoluted type of card advantage. Oracle of Moldiah allows you to do 2 lands, so that is ramp in my opinion. So like Explore would be ramp, but not in this regard. So this allows you to see more cards off the top of your library and play them for free, just paying life. And so to me, that would be ramp. The card is crazy. Even when you're playing it fair, there are combos that you can run with it with Sensei's Top and stuff like that. And so, and anybody that's played this card knows how powerful it can be. Right. And that's all I'm going to say. It's a really good card. And we're getting into really good, well-known staples at this time where people might start going like, oh, you know what? This can be a really good thing that I'm looking at when I'm deck building, to have card advantage and ramp attached to one card.
I think this is the only one that probably is in 1 to 2 color decks. If you start getting to 3 because of the triple black, it gets a little tough, but it's very good if you can get this out. I don't think it's in a deck except for maybe Braids. I think it has to be in braids. Maybe I didn't put it in braids, but if I didn't, it's got to go in there.
Probably should be in braids. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fantastic card. It has another ability with it too, with the sacrificing 10 non-land permanents, and then each opponent loses 10 life. You're never using that really, but you can if you want to. You're getting that.
I mean, if
advantage.
you get 10 food, you'd love blowing that up, right?
I'm going to.
You'd love getting rid of your food tokens. Why are you being upset?
I'm going to the next card. All
right, number 4.
All right, the next one is Smuggler. Oh, dang it. Did you see how I just spelled that? That was nope. My fat fingers hit a whole bunch. I hit the equal sign. I hit all right, so it's Smuggler's Share. This was also from New Capetta, so that was last year around this time as well. It's 1 and 2 colorless, 1 white and 2 colorless for an enchantment at the beginning of each end step. So this one's more, it fits with how our play style is because of this next part. Draw cards for each opponent who drew 2 or more cards this turn. We like to do that. Also, then create a treasure token for each opponent who had 2 or more lands enter the battlefield under their control. If you have a play group like us that play fetches, or I guess even the Evolving Wild, all that stuff, anything that you're going to go get lands, and that happens a lot, this is fantastic because you're going to get treasure tokens off of it. If you get this out turn 3, you're probably going to get treasure, 1 to 2 treasures when it comes around. Throughout the game, you're probably going to draw multiple cards off of this because everybody's trying to draw cards. That's the thing of Magic. You want to draw cards. You get better cards, see more stuff.
This is very good against us.
Yeah. This should have been, we should make a new list. Cards you should be playing when you're playing the Commander Smiths, the top 10 cards. Because this would be one of the top
potentially
10.
There. I mean, Smothering Tithe is probably there, and like a lot of the staples are going to be there for us.
And Jeff said this card has gone in a lot of his decks recently.
Yeah.
It went in a Curie. I haven't made a new 1 to 2, 3 color white deck recently. I've had those 5 colors. So it hasn't made in there, but it will. Like if the next one that I make that's 1, 2, or 3 colors, this is for sure getting in there because it's good advantage with that. For 3, that's not much. And enchantments, one of the hardest things to remove in the game, right, Lowry? Wait, what's our staple versus? We're not dealing with enchantments, right? No.
Yeah, just creatures. You're fine. That's fine.
I like to bring stuff up later when we talk about things.
All right, number 3 is Jessica's Will.
Wrench,
at 2 mana and a red for
just
sorcery.
Ejaculated.
With a 3rd white card, or
no,
Jessica's Will?
Jessica's Will.
Just
like
saying Jessica's
whenever
Will.
we're building decks, it's like Jessica's Will needs to be in. Jessica's Will.
Does he say that? I think he's just yelling at you. He never says that to me.
Because you don't play any red decks. I play all red decks.
That might be true. He keeps on telling me to build stacks, and then when I built stacks, he was pissed.
Braids is the only deck that I've built in the last year that doesn't have red in it. Like 5 color red. 5 color has red, and then I did Edgin, and then I did Blanca, and then I did Akiri. Like
you've done a lot of red since we started the podcast. Like,
all right,
it's impressive. Okay, so Jessica's Will, 2 and a red for a sorcery. Choose one, but if you have your commander, choose both. And so 1 is add red for each card in target opponent's hand, and then the other one is exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. And so it's a huge ritual potentially, and it's 3 cards to use with that mana. You're going to want to have your commander in play to fully utilize this. I have not had good luck with this in 3 color decks, and that's where I'm kind of at. But 1 and 2 is going to be crazy. Like, it's crazy in my feather deck.
Did you see Red Shy's comment?
Yeah, I just saw it.
I don't yell at you, Lowry, because I respect you. Thanks. Happy birthday to me.
That's not true. You know what? Hashtag Team Forest Walk.
Oh,
that'll get him on
Shy.
your side. That's all I need.
Yeah, look at that. Red Shy. Urza's for life. And actually, I like the number 2 and Renshai both did I think it was both of them, did the Urza's 4, and then LYFE. And I was like, fuck, I like that.
That's like that. That's cool.
It is.
That's
It's
how
hipster.
So I this card as a ramp and a card advantage spell is hard to beat. Like think about this. Would you rather have on a turn 3, would you rather have Dockside Extortionist or cast Jessica's Will? If your commander's in play.
Well, turn 3, yeah, obviously you want this because Dockside
But
needs
I mean,
to be
so
later.
early game it's really good.
Right.
Late game it's really good. Like Jessica's Will with your commander in play is always good. And
I'm gonna be
and when you're comparing
honest,
when
it ends up getting cut in mine so many times. It's always in the
you
running.
shouldn't. You're wrong. You're probably this is why Renshai yells at you. This is why Renshai yells at you.
He said he lost his respect for you, so that's all good. Where were they? He just lost his respect.
I knew it.
Well, Renshai, you get his respect, or he gets your respect because he got this on the list, because this was not in my wheelhouse, in that I was more thinking, my mind was permanent based. And then he was like, yeah, Jessica's Will, though. You get blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, you're probably right, Lowry. Fine. We'll throw it on the list, and it makes it all the way to number 3.
It says number 3. It's good.
We only have one more card to
good.
reveal because Lowry spoiled the number 1
that's
card.
Fine. That's fine. But just think, like, I think, I don't remember how it happened, but Ramsey, like, doubled up Jessica's Will on one turn on us. I don't, was it Raga Draga or something?
Robocop just said Urza's for life. I just have to post about that. We're going to make it a thing, guys. We're going to make it a thing.
It's not a thing. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Where's Yavamaya? How'd that bet go? You had Concrete Mixer last year at SmithCon. How did that go?
We didn't do a bet this year. Too bad.
We should have a bet every year going. What's Yavamaya at now? Still lower than Urza's.
It's just a running bet every year.
Until Yavamaya gets over Urza's. You know what? Urza's.
That'd be funny.
You know where Urza's, which one is going in my new Tom Bombadil deck? Urza's, because it's a saga. Woo!
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's colorless in a 5-color deck. I'd say that's bad.
Yeah, but they get to go get stuff and things like a Sensei's top, and then recur it, bring it back if I want to.
The Sensei's top isn't very good either.
You just lost my respect. All right, here we go. Let's get to the number 2 because you guys know what number 1 is, but we will get to number 1 as well. Where's number 2? There we go. I fucking love this card. It is being used in every deck that I have that has black in it. Black Market Connections. It is 1 black and 2 colorless enchantment. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1 or more. Create a treasure token. You lose 1 life. Draw a card. You lose 2 life. Create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature with Changeling, which is every creature type, and you lose 3 life. I use this. It's in my 5-color decks, like, obviously, because you get the treasure. It gives you a little bit of ramp, gets you the draw. Almost every single time I'm doing the first 2. 3 life, get a treasure, and draw a card. Yeah, it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And in like the mirror deck, Uratet, I'll get a mirror off of that. It's a mirror. You know, if you're doing tribal, you don't even have to be tribal, but it fits in a tribal deck just as well. So this is one of the better cards that have come out in the last couple of years for hitting all these avenues. It's I like it, and I think people have said that I've seen some chatter of them liking it better than what's its nuts, the other Underworld Dreams. Is Underworld Dreams? No, it's the draw. Each turn you draw
Phyrexian
Arena.
Yes. Oh yeah, this is better than Arena, I'd say.
Because you're losing 1 life and drawing on that. This you have modes, which we like. We just talked about that. Modes, and getting the treasure token is huge. Losing 2 life to draw.
I don't think that's even a real conversation. Like, Arena is not as good as Black Market Connections.
Yeah. And that's a double black too. So I mean, if you really went into that.
Right. Also true. I mean, it's fine, but like when when one turn later, like Arena draws you a card the next turn. This on the next turn can get you a treasure, draw you a card, and get you a 3/2.
A blocker.
A blocker. It can save you life when it comes to, even though you're paying 6 total if you wanted all that. If it's blocking an 8/8, you just gain 2 life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what you're doing with it, but when it comes to the card is really good, especially when it's coming to like tribal decks. I was really, really happy with this in my Umbrus Nightmare Horror deck. I just took that apart, but this card was crazy there. It was every time it was treasure, draw, and mill until you hit a land, or exile until you hit a land. Like, it's a very good card.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
Yep. And like I said, every black. So my 5-color decks all have this in there. Like, because it's that good.
I believe it.
Because it fits in with the 5-color because you're getting a treasure, which is any color. So that helps out.
Yep.
And then the draw. I mean, I played this, I think multiple times it hit when we were at the Magic Con last weekend or the week before. And I always took 3 life, and a couple times I took the 6 life. I mean, it's that the 3 life that you don't hit that as much, but like you just said, if you're looking at all these players that have you have a big fatty coming at you, an 8/8 like you mentioned, it's better to take 3 life and have a blocker, and at least have them take pause and decide if they want to come at you or not. Then you have that option. And then like we said already, it fits in tribal stuff. So we might as well say our number 1 because of those that maybe jumped in later or watching the chapters and all that stuff. Maybe they skip forward. Should we do a drum roll, even though most people know?
Yeah, might as well. Might as well.
Our number 1 card. Sorry. Well, I should have spelled everything else out. Sorry. Let me do it again.
Just the anticipation is killing me. The Great Henge, which was one of our first giveaways that I want to say Bash won this one.
Maybe. I don't remember, but it was at like $15 at that time.
It was 15 to 20, and it was one of our first giveaways, and because I think we gave a full art away.
Yes, we did. So let's see.
It was full art.
We gave a flart away. Yep, flart, which would be that's the new ones which I'm getting that one, the Lord of the Rings one. The party tree. All right. So that's the one that we gave away.
And
see, we give stuff
80.
away.
All right. Okay. We're pretty good at giving stuff away. We know what's going to be good.
Hey, we got stuff coming later this episode.
Yeah. So the Great Henge looks like it's expensive, but always so much less. It's crazy because any deck that I'm putting it in, it's not more than 4.
Right.
And when I'm casting it for 4, I'm like,
yeah, this is good.
You just get it out as fast as you can.
You're getting 2 back right away, and even if you're not casting anything, you're gaining life off of that mana. It's stupid good.
Right. It's so good. So yeah, it comes down because it's mana, it's life gain, it's counters, it's draw, it's cheap. Like it's because the crazy thing here is like this would probably still be relatively playable at 9 mana if it didn't have the reduction.
Yeah, you're probably right. Right. Like I have paid 6 for this to come out before.
Right.
I have.
The instant you can cast it, you do it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you're like, oh, I just got board wiped, but I'm at 9 mana. You cast this.
Yes. Because
like it's crazy.
Its only downfall is that it says non-token creature, but they had to put that on there. Otherwise, this would be banned. Like that just doesn't.
Every card like this says non-token creature, and so if this said anytime you have a creature come into play, holy moly,
draw a card.
They'd get counters on them, drawing cards.
That's the nice thing. It's not a cast trigger. It is on creatures ETB.
Right.
So you're cheating stuff in, you're doing all kinds of stuff. And
if you're blinking and just casting creatures off of it and drawing into more, it's incredible at how good it is.
So to give you guys an idea, this was potentially when Larry and I were discussing, a tournament idea, but we already knew what the outcome was going to be. This whole segment was, can we make a tournament out of it? And I was like, well, no, if we know exactly what the fucking winner is going to be, then it's not really a tournament, because this is hands down
like 2 through 10 and plus can be debatable, but like the Great Henge wins this.
Yeah,
as a tournament. It is such a crazy ass card. Here's a question. I still think it's fair.
Yeah. I mean,
I still think it's a fair, like when it comes down, it's like, it doesn't end the game, but it's like, oh shit, we got to do something about this.
Right. If people have spot removal, they'll hit it a lot of times, but it isn't exactly like you're saying, is like, if we don't get rid of this,
it's a kill on sight card,
right?
For sure.
But it isn't, we need to get rid of this as soon as possible, otherwise the game is over. It's not like Vorinclex, your card that you picked,
right.
Where you need to get rid of it because it's just, they're doubling their mana and we're all having to keep our stuff tapped.
Maybe considering it halving our mana or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
this just, it gets out and you're just like, well, if I have artifact removal, I'll get rid of it, but it isn't going to sway the game one way or the other.
Right. The other thing too is like, it's hard to get out early.
Right. You need to have bodies.
When it does come out, it's cheap, relatively cheap for what it does. And so it does a great job of balancing itself where it's at. Because it is kind of hard to come out early when it, when you're talking like first 3-4 turns.
And as a henge player, like as a player that plays with it, you have it in your hand and you want to try to get the most value out of it as you can. So you're not wanting to pay 9 for this. You're like, okay, let's get a creature out where at least it really makes sense to get this out there. And like the sweet spot for me, and like you mentioned, is 4. If I can get it for 4, I'm very happy. That's like, okay, that's totally worth it. If I get it for 2, fuck yeah. Blanca, hello. Yep. I love when Blanca goes off with this. It's very fun.
So that's an easy number 1. We knew what it was and we still probably talked about it the most. We just wanted to write a love letter to the Great Henge.
Oh, the love letter. Oh, bring it back. I bet you no one listening or watching
nobody remembers that one.
No,
we had 2 of those.
Yeah.
We had I wrote one and then Swope wrote one, and that was it. That was it wasn't really a good segment. I loved it, but I'm glad that we don't do it anymore.
Hence love letter. All right. I think we need to take a repaying our debts, except we're not doing Malort, but I will play this button. A Smith repays their debts. All right. So what are we doing next? We are doing, I know what we're doing.
Savant.
I know. All right. What did I grab? I grabbed Bird Dog. Oh, it's a peanut butter flavored whiskey.
Ooh. Have you done that? Did I know about it? I've heard it.
I'll show the picture. It's a nice little puppers on it. Puppers?
That's a cute dog.
It's like my old Dory. Well, that's more of a box-headed lab. Oh, right. I'm just not a big fan of peanut butter flavored beverages. Thanks again, Ibukaki, for the birthday shots.
That's kind of true. Peanut butter is like bad or good.
I love peanut butter. Bad. Love peanut butter, except in my drinks. I'm not as big of a fan of it. All right. It's going to be a drunk episode for me because 9% alcohol. I'm about to open up my next beer. Oh, excuse me.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, Alex.
Oh, it was a two gulper. Whoa.
Did you forget how to shoot? Bang, bang.
I shouldn't have had 9% alcohol.
Was it all right?
Yeah. It was strong. Strong-ish. I guess not bad. Right. 40% alcohol. What was the first one?
Windsor's
40% alcohol as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was harsher than Windsor?
No, because it did a double gulp.
Canadians know how to have some smooth whiskeys.
I did a double gulp.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Which wasn't very good. All right. Stump the Smith Savant. We need to get to our buttons. And then I need to do some things. And we're going to see if people can beat you to the stumping. And here we go. It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant. All right. We are on week 4, gang.
Oh, shit.
We are on week 4.
Hold on. Okay, we'll do this maybe at the end, but I with all those notes, I want to list a ton off that I like.
Oh, yeah.
I want to, since I did all that work, I spent about 4 hours on notes on that. So
I almost went to you and said, let's just go off of what you have for your list instead of me making a list, because I was trying to get everything ready today. And I was like, no, I should come up with a list too. And then your 4 hours would have been fine. But then I wouldn't have been able to read anything you wrote. That's the
true.
thing is,
it would have just
no
been
one's
my list.
Steal your codes. All right. Do you want to do that really quick before we get started, or how do you want to do that?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
Or do you want it at the very end?
All right. No, let's do it right now. We took the shot.
Well, no one
you
can
did the
comment.
music, but
all right, go for it.
All right. So
I'm timing you. You have 1 minute to get it done.
You got it? Okay.
Hang on.
Going off of what we didn't cut, you started Midnight Clock, Tulane, Thrasios, Fable of the Broken Mirror.
What?
Seize the Spotlight.
Did you say Fable of the Broken Mirror? Fable of the Mirror Breaker?
You know, Mirror Breaker. Thank you. Don't interrupt me. We got
the Broken Mirror. You're just going off of my proxy picture? Is that what you're trying to do there?
Inga and Asika. That says Thrasios. You got like Prosper. You have Magma Opus, Savala, Explorer Returned, Keenan. You have, I would say, oh, you did that. We did Waste Not could be considered in that regard. Simic Growth Spiral, and there's plenty of like spells like that'll draw you a card and allow you to put more land into play.
5, 4, 3, 2.
An Augur of Autumn allows
1.
you to play off the top as well. Lands, creatures. Thank you. Perfect. That's all I wanted.
I'm glad I could pay you back.
Great.
All right, if you guys don't know how this game works, I'm going to read the flavor text of a card, and Lowry's going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes, he will hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no, he'll hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
He will get up to 5 wrong guesses before he is considered stumped. Oh, sorry. I'm reading. I thought I mixed some things up here, but what did I say? I have 5 wrong guesses before getting stumped. This week's stumper is Moog. Yeah. I got to remember
Bring it
to
on, Moogs.
draw a name after this. We have not only the double-sided proxy of Urabrask in foil. There it is.
We were supposed to think of a second card to add in. Oh, we did. We did. Okay.
The
you
new
did.
Karn from Aftermath. So the Karn that is not a planeswalker.
Oil.
Yes. In foil is also our giveaway. So we added to the ante because we made it to week 4. The card has to be in at least 10,000 EDH rec decks. If you guys have suggestions, make sure you email it to the commandersmiths at gmail.com because Lowry does not look at those unless needed to, but he stays away from the stuff.
I have in my personal email, I have over 1,000 unread emails as well there. So I don't look at.
Oh, good for you.
That's not a good for you.
You're so popular.
My wife. No, I mean, do you know how many things? Like when you go through like county fairs and they give you free stuff, but you got to sign up for it.
Why are you
That's
so
most
popular?
of it. That's. The most emails I send out is to the Commander Smiths weekly notes. That is the only email I do.
You just receive all the junk shit.
Right, just a ton of junk shit.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
have
baby.
eliminated the chat, so the chat can play along to see if they can guess it before Lowry does. If you get it right away, chat, like you know it instantly, just give me the initials and we'll see if the rest of the chat can guess along or play along as well. Because we know what happens if you guys get it within like the first like minute or two, then the chat dies. So, and we already have our first guess of a jackal, and it is not a jackal. All right, so
Lightning bolt. Brask.
I'm going to read the flavor text of the card, and
All right.
here we go. And I changed it last week so you can see the flavor. So I will pop this up right
like
now. More of that. Oh, wait. More of that strange oil. It's probably nothing. You already know, don't you?
It's 2 and a blue instant.
Whoops. Sorry. I moved the
No,
buttons
that's
over.
right.
No,
That's absolutely right.
Sorry,
I
let
know
me-
what it is.
Hang on. Where did the button? Oh, I moved because I was making fun of you. All right. Hello, boobies.
Hello, boobies.
That'd be 2 hello boobies, thank you, because I said instant as well.
Hello, boobies.
It draws a card
Hello, boobies.
and proliferates.
Hello, boobies.
Damn it. I'm not even. I wrote all these clues out, and it's not even a matter.
It's from Scars. No,
We get the initials. So do you want me
it's
to,
Scars of Mirrodin.
Hello, boobies.
do you want to name all the other sets it's from? No, I'm just kidding. The initials are SP.
SP.
P. S is in Samwise Gamgee, and P is in Praetor.
I know the card. I don't know the name. I know absolutely. It's a Vidalcan sticking his 2 fingers. It's 2 fingers into the oil.
All right. I don't have any clues to like give you anymore.
I know. That's problematic.
I'm gonna make up clues at this point to help you with the words.
SP.
SP is in sexy.
It's a common. That's the problem. It's a common. And I haven't built a proliferate deck in 10 years.
The chat still doesn't have it.
Renshaw, help me. Or Sal. Sal was on the ball, on the money too.
Sal isn't on tonight, I don't think.
SP. Yeah, you're right. I haven't seen him. SP.
Before I give you bonus clues, I'm gonna let you like kind of work it a little bit.
It's okay. Mirrodin is a robot planet made out of metal. Karn kind of created it. It is Phyrexian, and like at this point, Phyrexia is invading it slowly with the.
Why did I write clues? Why did I write
with
clues?
the strange oil? And so we have which we know as the Phyrexian invading oil. That's it's a crude oil, and America will attack Mirrodin soon.
Here, I'll give you the clue for the P. The P is as a society, you always want to move forward. You're moving forward as a society. What would be the P word of that? You're
Pissing into the wind.
fuck. I didn't have bonus clues because I thought I thought you were gonna get it. I didn't think you were gonna get it this quick off of the that. But I didn't think that you'd have trouble on the words.
Yeah, well, words are tough.
So when you move, when you advance, there we go.
Hey, go with the other one.
No,
I think I
when
have
you
a feeling.
advance as a society, it's
Okay,
you're making.
so we could go like proceed, progress. It's probably progress. Let's go progress.
Hello, boobies.
All right, you got
Okay.
the second word. All right, there, yeah. Joel jumped in too at the same time you did there. Okay, and so S progress.
If it's okay, maybe we get one wrong. Is it? No, it's not synthetic. It's no, finish. I don't know it.
The opposite of uneasy or wobbly. That's gonna help you. You don't have a wobbly hand. You have a. You see my hand? It's not wobbly. It's not a wobbly hand. What's it?
Steady progress.
There
we go. Because of the slow invasion. 2 fingers.
Yeah.
I had that card in.
Two. That's why you do that card, because of the 2 fingers touching it.
Vidalcan apparently are able to do one in the one and one in the other. I know this is a family show, so I didn't say it
It's
fully.
a family. When did that happen?
Sometimes I have nightmares that Grandpa and Grandma are listening, so
they aren't.
I know.
Renchai said,
because every time they're like,
answer.
"Oh, what is it called? Where can we listen?" You
don't want
shouldn't. Don't worry about it. We
Renchai's giving me crap because he said just give him the answer. He didn't get a clue. I didn't have any clues to read because he knew everything about the card. Before I even freaking did anything. Well, it's a toss up
that he didn't.
He knew
get
exactly what the card was. When he knows everything about the card, he gets the bonus clues. Which this case, 0 of my clues were used. That was a waste of a half an hour.
I got the extra clues. Renchai's just mad that I didn't get it like Wasteland. And just right off the top,
you didn't need anything. You didn't need any help with it.
Yeah. Didn't need any help with that one.
All right. Oh, I guess we're on our last thing, aren't we? We're already on our last bit. Let me get over to our. Oh, we're already.
What do you mean already? It's 10:18. It's
yeah, I guess you're right.
Perfectly timed.
What do we got? Slideshows. I need to pop us over here. We need to go like this. We need. Oh, there we go. Ooh. And we do.
Yeah, that's right.
This.
This isn't gonna be good for me.
Excuse me, I believe you have my stapler.
Fight!
Staple versus! All right, we had last week Winding Canyons against Vidalcan Orrery. Where truth classes, truth serum.
I mean, Vidalcan Ornery. Oh.
Wah, wah, wah.
Orrery probably won. I don't play Orrery at all. And wow, just tossing the hat. Okay, get your crown, big boy. I do have Winding Canyons in decks, but the complaints about it are very valid. It's 3 mana, and after that you're probably only playing 1 card, like at instant speed. Whereas, like, I think that was what. And it's a creature. With Vidalcan, or you are taking off a turn to kind of cast it generally, but after that, it's all gravy, and that value of instant speed just kind of like is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because like I could do it one time, Winding Canyons, but I have to cast something then. And so the second time it's at 6 mana being used, Vidalcan Orrery is still at 4, like the value wise is there. The only thing that I have with Canyons is
it's a land
that it doesn't take up a slot.
It fits in your what we've talked about with utility lands.
Yep.
And it's nice to have that not taking up, like you just said, a slot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's going to be the problem with Alchemist Refuge as well. But I think it's good. The Orrery is quite good.
Yeah, it is. Winding Canyons, nothing against it. Orrery did win 71% of the votes. So overwhelmingly, YouTube was the one that got it over the top. Everything else was pretty, well, fuck Twitter, but Discord went a little higher for Orrery as well. But Winding Canyons, it's a good card. Like Larry just said, it fits in the land slot. So it's really nice to have. It produces a mana at the very least, and then if you have creature spells, cast him at instant speed.
Yeah,
it's super nice to have in there. So don't sleep on Winding Canyons. If you don't have this card, it's reserve list. It just only goes up. You know, we go up peaks and valleys, but every time the plateau gets higher and higher. So eventually,
and we're a relative valley. So if you are wanting older reserve list cards, now is kind of the time to like either buy it or send in credit to, you know, TCG or Card Kingdom or wherever you kind of buy from.
Yeah, we've been at 2
and try
years,
and get those reserve list cards.
2 years around about this time. It was tax season 2 years ago when the last spike of reserve list went crazy, and that's because we got all those extra checks from COVID stuff and all that. I think is what the culprit was. We kind of talked about that 2 years ago, but since then things have kind of gone down quite a bit. So reserve list stuff.
Yeah,
we're not going to do a reserve list talk right now, and I don't know if we'll do one soon. We've done reserve list a lot. We could. We end up.
I mean, we haven't
it.
in 2 years.
Yeah, we end up touching it every couple of years. If you go back to our first couple episodes, you guys would be rich. Not really, but you would would have got in on some stuff for under $1 and now that are 20, 30, 40 bucks or whatever. Okay, so this week, Lowry, I actually made the thumbnail ahead of time. I had enough time. I didn't forget this time. Oh, shit. All right, hang on.
You can keep talking, or am I talking?
Well, no. No, you're going to explain the cards. You normally start us off with this because this is your bit of getting the staples together.
All right, this week we're going with 2 creatures that kind of create treasures under different conditions. But we have Storm-Kiln Artist with Rose Room Treasurer. I am defending Storm-Kiln Artist, which is 3 and a red for a 2/2. And then it gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. And then whenever you cast a copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a treasure token. Rose Room Treasure, which is pretty meh in my opinion.
Hey, get out of here.
Adams, 3 in a red.
Get out
Sorry,
of here.
I was not meant to
get out of here. Yes.
Do that right now.
It is a 4/3, so it's double the power, double the fun. It is an ogre warrior, an ogre warrior. Ogre.
We all know that dwarfs are better.
Yeah. It has alliance. Yours doesn't have a cool little italic thing there.
Stupid.
Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, so it's not a cast trigger. You can do those token fun things. Yeah, you can do that. You can do token fun things. Yeah, you're questioning me.
No, I mean,
create a treasure token if this is the first or second time this ability is resolved.
Right.
Otherwise, you may pay X. When you do, deal X damage to any target, anything. Remember we talked about modes and like hitting multiple things when building a deck? This hits multiple things. It's removal and ramp. Removal and ramp. It would have made this list if our main topic list, our segment list, if we were talking about removal and ramp, but we were talking about ramp and draw. This is removal.
Here's
built in on
I think
stick.
the wording is misleading on Rose Room Treasurer because it says, you're right. What is yours? It's
a kinky pink thing.
Yeah, it is.
Kinky
Alex.
Blue.
Cheers, mate.
And it's going to taste good because it's not much alcohol. Yep. That's, ooh. Oh, it's like you know those Kool-Aid packets? As a kid, you would like just down the packet when it was all, that's what that tasted like. That is. Oh, great. Somebody's going to zoom in on my face.
Why is it so thick?
But it's really sugary. Okay, what is your theory on Rose Room?
It's not a theory. It's just obvious, but it says whenever another creature enters the battlefield, and then it goes on to say if it's the first or second time. So you can only gain 2 treasures in a turn,
right?
No matter how many creatures you have come into play.
Sure.
And then how many times are you going to be like, oh, I'll I'll pay one. Or like, are you going to kill creatures? Are you just going to dump all your mana on your turn into like
removal
killing stuff?
Yeah, removal.
But if it's not instant speed, like instant speed removal's pretty prime.
Why is it
to
not
where it's
instant
like
speed? I mean, you make tokens on other people's turns. Why can't you make
not red?
Why
red
not?
does it in sorcery speed.
Sure,
because I
but we're
know
not saying
the,
we're just
the
a
token.
red. We're not in a mono red deck. I mean,
that is what we are saying right now.
I mean, it could
because
be
it
anything.
only has to be a red deck.
It has to at least have red in it. You're talking about instants and sorceries. You might be splashing blue over there. I'm thinking Boros. I'm using Boros. I'm using white.
Right.
And red.
White has 1 or 2 instant speed token makers.
We could do goblin tokens. We could do Krenko kind of things. We can do
those are sorcery speed.
Not
Krenko. Krenko's not. But Krenko has a card that makes tokens, and that's at sorcery speed.
But Krenko does it by himself. If we're talking mono red,
right?
I can do it on anybody else's turn.
You're gonna put an Ogre into a goblin deck? Unlikely.
Why not?
Nobody's going to do that because it is in 0% Krenko decks.
You want me to look it up really quick to see if it's in 0%?
Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty confident in that. I'll start talking about Storm-Kiln artists. There is a reason why they call it Storm-Kiln artists, because what it does is it allows you to continue to create treasures.
You're talking about a blue and red deck. So now you're adding colors?
Just a red deck is fine.
Storm is normally blue.
No, it's not. It is just as red as blue.
Yeah, 50-50, probably.
Yeah, but I don't need Storm. I don't need Storm to make Storm-Kiln artists good.
Yes,
the point is it allows you to continue to cast spells one on top of the other, and then you keep on keeping those treasures around.
You always need to have a hand, though, to keep casting it, right?
Right.
Whereas if I have token generators, like Assemble the Legion, like things that are just naturally doing this, I don't need to I don't lose my hand.
That's great. How many Assemble the Legions are in decks for you?
Well, we can do Brutaclad.
Zero. You don't have any. You don't have any.
How do you know?
Because Assemble the Legion's a red-white card.
Yeah?
It's a red-white card, and it's not in your Brutaclad deck. Do you know how many instants and sorceries I have? For Storm-Kiln artists,
be fantastic
I have
in this.
Plenty.
Rose Room Treasure, something we just talked about in our top 10.
In what?
Battle Angels of Tarkir, a Boros deck.
I missed that. What was it?
One of our top 10 cards, Battle Angels of Tarkir.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your point?
You're making 3 tokens, so you get treasure.
You get 2 tokens. Silly.
Oh, sorry, 2 tokens.
Silly?
I apologize. 2 tokens. You're getting treasure off of those. Then you cast one more, and then you just destroy.
And then you just destroy what?
Any threat that's on the field. Do you have removal on yours?
I can bash face.
How?
What? It gets +1/+0.
So you're saying you're an artifact deck then?
It doesn't have to be.
So you need to at least have 2 other artifacts.
Instants and sorceries and artifacts. What are you mad about?
I did say Tarkir. Renshai, I've been drinking. It's my birthday week. I said Tarkir. Battle Angels of Tyr.
That's why I was confused. That's why it's not even a good enough card for you to remember the name of it. Come on. I
added so many letters into that tier.
There isn't even a Y in Tarkir.
Tarkir.
You're just making shit up. That's crazy. Who makes shit up?
Hey,
this is magic. It's
you
a very
can't go to water right now. I'm still drinking beer. Stop going to water.
I'm already 3 in. I'm done with my 3 and my 3 shots. I'm done. We have 5 minutes left in this. Why do you want me to crack another? I'll take more time to go and get a beer than I would drinking it on the cast at this point, because this is over. Like Storm-Kiln artist wins. It's easy.
You know, the funny thing is
it's already over.
It's not already. I don't have very many positives or negatives on your side. I have your negative is you need to keep casting spells. Mine's on ETB.
Oh shit! I need to keep on playing the game. You're right.
Yeah, but mine, I could just play tokens. I get tokens. It's ETB effects. It's all ETB. I don't need to cast stuff if it gets, like What do I have on here?
How many Rose Room Treasures do you have in a deck? Like one?
Yeah, Kiri, because that's when it came out last year. I mean, there's really only
do you have
one
Storm-Kiln Artist in that one? No.
Yes, of course I do. Because it's treasures.
Okay.
We're dealing with treasures, man.
And then do you have Storm-Kiln Artist in other decks?
No.
You don't have this in Blanca?
No. Blanca's too good. I don't need it.
I mean, you're right, but this would make it better.
Also,
and
cards,
Jessica's will.
Cards like Mondrak or Anointed Procession really help this deck out or card out. Keeper of the Accord, Rumor Gatherer. Do you like that card? I think that's one of your favorite cards, right?
It's overrated.
The funny thing is, I wasn't going to say they work well together. I was just going to say it does a similar thing, and that it's the first. Yeah. It's overrated.
I know.
Rumor Gatherer.
I'm disappointed with it.
It's such a good card. Rumor Gatherer. We need to have as a staple versus, and I'm not allowing you to get that one.
All right. So, like, you're talking about all these other cards that need to go well with it instead of just like the tokens that you're creating.
Look at you.
All I
using
need
my arguments against me.
All I need is my normal instants and sorceries, and it's fantastic. I don't have to worry about what's on the field. I just keep on casting spells and win.
Here's the problem with these two cards, and this is going to be one of the very few instances where I say this. They're two very different decks, because you're not playing Storm-Kiln Artist in a creature heavy deck necessarily. You
just said that you play them both in a Kiri deck.
No, because they're making, actually Storm-Kiln is not in that one. I think Rome.
Liar. I'm going to go with what you said first, even though you might have.
I don't think Storm-Kiln is actually
agreeable.
In there. I think Rose Room. I know Rose Room Treasure is in there, but I don't think I have enough instances of sorceries in there, so I think it got cut.
Like Anointed Procession works with Storm-Kiln Artist,
but it is really good with making treasure if you're making tokens. If you're
get out of here, Cole.
Why not both?
That's not.
That's the thumbnail of the.
Okay, no. Hey, let's be honest here. When we were thinking about this as a concept, that was going to be the name of this segment. Was why not both? That was literally going to be the name.
But then there's no
argument.
And
Adam was like, "That's not how this is going to go," and you're like. That's right. That's the point. Yeah. But that was going to be, that was my name for it.
Lowry.
What?
Makes me feel bad. But then we get a whole bunch of people that were like, how many people go, why not use this card instead?
Right. No. This name is better. It's better. Once I'm pretty sure you said this. I was like, yes, that's a better name.
Well,
because I mean,
rewind back to when we started it.
You're both plus two.
We both
2 years ago?
Very different than how we do it now. It was both of us would talk about each card and then we'd have you guys vote, and neither of us would whatever. Taking sides was the best part of this. I don't understand this segment. Okay,
cool. Get out of here.
I guess we don't really go over it anymore of what you need to do.
I think we're good.
Segment. But
I think we're good. What card would you rather play? Which is going to be an easy decision, because how many? Okay, so Rose Room Treasure is in 10 EDH or EDH red decks that you were just saying. You were going 10, right?
That's not what I was doing.
Oh, sorry. What were you doing?
Hello,
Why
boobies.
did you?
That's what I was doing.
Okay.
I'm not going to look up decks.
That's the other thing.
But we're running out of time. There's no point in looking up.
That seems convenient because I'm pretty sure you have the numbers.
No, I don't. I'm not looking up currently and looking over.
So Rose Room Treasure is officially in 5 EDH rec decks. And Storm-Kiln Artist is in about 200,000. And that's the difference there.
I mean, I I am the underdog in this one. Holy shit, I'm the underdog. I just looked it up.
Like
this crown is not
you're
staying
not
on
right,
my
but
head.
you're not wrong, Lowry. That's it's not
your numbers are a little off. It's a little
$195,000 or like what's that?
Your numbers are a little skewed in exaggerations.
Mm-hmm.
But 8,000 compared to 113 is a little different.
Right. There's only 113,000. Wow.
113,000.
113,000.
Rose Room Treasure has 113,000.
That's lying.
There's no, we don't have fact checkers here. I can lie on this. There's nobody fact checking.
Yeah, but I don't think you're gonna like being called Trump for the next week. So that's let's tell the truth here.
Hashtag truth.
Yeah. Hashtag truth social, you motherfucker.
That was good. That's funny. Jeff just said the big surprise here is that Adam is just now realizing he's the underdog in this one. Well, look at this. I have so many notes for Rose Room and like nothing for Storm-Kiln. I have everything against it. So I was like, yeah, I got this. I mean, everybody just
here's the thing is I just don't need notes to talk shit. That's the difference, I think. That's
A wizard is never late.
Oh,
Agreed.
good for you.
Thanks for listening.
What?
I thought we were done.
I wrote, oh, good
Why
for
would
you.
you push the wizard button?
I was trying to get to, oh, good for you.
Oh,
Thanks
but
for
you
listening.
didn't, and it confused me. I'm sorry.
Did that sound like the end of the podcast?
I thought we were done. We were done after you just 187,000 for Storm-Kiln and 140 for Rose Room Treasure. I understand that I was off a little bit, but I was pretty close.
Even your repeating of the numbers is so off. Like this not even on track. All right, I don't have anything.
I'm pretty sure I've told the story when I was playing football in college. We did a concussion test during 2-a-days, and they were doing that just to make sure, like, it helps in knowing if somebody has a concussion when you're playing. And they did the test, and I essentially failed it 5 times in a row, you know, as we went through, and they said, please don't get a concussion. And they let me go because they wouldn't be able to tell if they were asking me if, like, because what it is just random words and I'm supposed to repeat it back in the same order. I literally could not remember the words that it even said, much less the order. So
we won't be able to tell if you have a concussion is what they're saying.
They just said that was basically it. We won't know if you have a concussion or not, so please don't get one.
So you may have had like 10 or 12 concussions at this point.
I was not a starter, and I had most of my concussions pre-college, so that was
good for you.
Not a good thing. Not a good thing. I just yeah.
All right, you guys can vote for the winner, Rose Room Treasurer, because you guys know you want to play this card on the Discord, on YouTube, the community tab, or on Twitter. We'll announce the winner next week. Thank you guys for joining us on the live cast. Remember, we do have Spotlight this week and Curated this week, and then I think that's about it. There'll be Spotlight stuff, so check us out on YouTube. That should do it for this week. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm bonkers for honkers. I love boobs. Thanks for the memories. I love boobs.
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to finish this beer.